Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me here. Today I'm going to review this board right here and let you know my thoughts about it, my experience using it, and would I recommend it to you. Welcome to Creative Visions TV. I'm your host, Karen Dahlman, and as I mentioned, we're going to review this board. It's called the Mystifying Oracle Ouija Board, and it's circa 2013. And the number is A4812. This board is not a typical board in that it does have a planchette in it that lights up, which seems like a pretty cool idea, right? Well, let me tell you first how I got a hold of this board. So you guys all know Marla Martinson. She has her own show on YouTube, and she and I are the Women of Ouija on this channel as well. And we've been bugging her about getting her own, or first, I should say, Ouija board. So a little bit ago, a few months ago, she went out and got this exact board. And I saw her recently in Los Angeles. We got together for the day for fun with Ouija and lunch and all kinds of fun things we do when we get together. And what she gave me was her board. Now, why is that, you ask? Well, I'll tell you why. So, this board, again, is circa 2013, so it's not a very old board, pretty new. Comes in a nice little cardboard box. This is the front of it. The back of it looks like this. It says, Planchette reveals hidden messages on the board. You open it up and you get this piece of paper, and on this it talks about the rules, has the content, and it says how to begin using it. So, first of all, it says this is how you use it. Dim the lights and draw the shades to better see the illuminating answers. Because remember, the planchette lights up. Gently place the planchette in the middle of the Ouija board. Gather closely around the board if you dare. Okay, then you start asking your question. It says, Ouija, are you there? Place 2 fingers lightly on the planchette. Okay, this is not going to work with this planchette, and I'll tell you why. Let the bravest among you ask the first question. Give Ouija enough time to respond. Spirits can't be rushed. Concentrate. If the planchette doesn't move, ask another question and focus. Did you reveal everything Ouija is hiding from you? And I do like this rule it gives. It says, always speak slowly and clearly, just as friendly spirits prefer, which I think is true. And don't forget to say goodbye when you're done. Well, you've heard me talk about that before. You could say goodbye, but you don't have to move the planchette to goodbye. All right, so here's the board. The board's really flimsy. This one looks even warped if you look at it. It looks like this. It's kind of a cool old looking design. But the problem with this is that the surface, you guys, the surface is sticky. I mean, it's like you put the planchette on it, and here's the planchette. This is what it looks like, and you can see it up close. There's a purple light in there that's already showing that it's on. It's such a heavy planchette. It weighs a lot. And so when you stick it on this, it actually gets stuck on the stickiness. All right, so Rodney and I tried this board after I brought it home when Marley gave it to me the other day. We sat down with the board, the planchette, like we normally would. We placed it on here like this. My fingers were down here, his fingers were up here. What I found I had to do was put my fingers on there more heavily than I normally would. You've seen me, usually I have just 1 finger on there like this or like this. But I had to put 3 and 3 and push down harder to feel the movement of the planchette, because the planchette kept getting stuck. After me pushing down, Rodney said he didn't have to. It started to move and it was slow. And the guide said, they spelled out that this is really not fun. It was so hard for them to get a message to come through. And look, you've watched some of my shows where we push around anything on the board as an indicator, and it works. You know, I've used a roll of Scotch tape, I've used rocks, coins, I've used double old fashions, Pyrex dishes, I've used a little digital recorder, all kinds of things. But this is just a horrible design, you guys. This planchette right here, and the board not being smooth. Now let's say you got this at a really inexpensive price, or if the price is right, like I got it for free, what I could do is put some sealant over it that makes it more smooth and not use this planchette. Just toss this planchette. It's just too heavy, and I'm going to say, Marla couldn't get it to move. A few other friends couldn't get it to move. Rodney and I did, but I'm going to tell you, it's no fun. It's very laborious and just doesn't do its job. What I do think is cool is how it does magnify the letters when it goes over them. That was kind of cool. But whoever designed this planchette and even this board, listen, are clueless. They had no idea. The designers of this had no idea, and they obviously don't believe a Ouija board works without some kind of physical push from yourself. It's just too sticky. The surface is horrible. But I think they were onto something with the design. The design is really, it's clever, it's cute, it's old looking like, and I really wanted it to work. So I'm a collector, and these are great boards to have in your collection because we've got this very unique planchette. I mean, they discontinued making these. They just weren't successful, and I did see them on sale, really reduced at Target one time. I want to say they were reduced to like around 20 bucks. I've seen them on eBay now. You can $21, $22. I would try to pay $5 or $10, or just get them for free because they're not successful to use. Unless you want to, like I said, shellac this board and then use a different planchette from your other boards, is perfect. The other thing is, in this box, they get into all the silly superstitions of the board, but that's part of the marketing, and I'll share these with you. It says, never use the Ouija board if you think it's just a game. Never use the Ouija board alone. Well, you can use it alone. Never use the Ouija board in a cemetery. Well, you can use it wherever you want to. I've used it in a cemetery before. Never leave the planchette on the Ouija board when you aren't using it. Well, look, I have it on there right now. I leave mine like that a lot, especially when I'm displaying them. Never forget to say goodbye to the Ouija spirits. Well, it's a good habit to say goodbye. It's just being polite. Other than that, I don't know. It's going in my collection. It will not be a board that I will use. But let me show you this too, how small this board is. This is the circa 1972 traditional size Parker Brothers board. And of course this is made by Hasbro. But look at how much smaller it is. It's really a teeny weeny board, which could make it a good travel board if you change the surface and use some other kind of indicator. Oh well. So overall, out of scale from 1 to 5, I give it a 1. Wasn't good. Use of craftsmanship or ergonomics or even any understandability of how these tools work, and that you really do need a nice, soft, smooth surface, and you need a lighter planchette. Not happy with it. Thumbs down. Save yourself some money. Don't get this board, and if you have one, just keep it in your collection. It's kind of cool. That's the best it's going to do for you, is sit well in your collection or on your walls. Display it. It's art. So anyway, there you have it. That's the review of this board, and I'm not happy with it. How about you? Do you have this board, and what are your thoughts about it? If you do, share them below. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. This was Creative Visions TV. I'm your host, Karen Dahlman. Now get out there and have some happy boarding on a different board, like this one. Bye-bye.